Oh, wow. This is Brother Ira back at you. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakwadash, Shalom to Rakakwadash, Shalom to the hopeful elect, double honors to the apostle of the great millstone. This lesson is called YouTube was down and the famine of the word is almost upon us. Yes, yeah, yeah, man. So YouTube was down, and man, listen, we almost at that time. Uh, things about to go left soon, and yeah, and man, I thought it was it, man. I thought it was almost time for us to get ready to get up out of here, but the Lord had it, put the spirit back on Esau for it to cut back on. Esau playing games, and our people are not taking heed to what's going on. And once the doors of mercy close, that's it, And our people don't realize like what's going on, what's about to happen, and this truth, is going to run out, man. And people are not taking advantage of what we're saying. Our people, 2/3 of our people, they don't want to, they don't, but it's not meant for them to get it no way because it's all the Lord's. But still, they should take heed, man, because once this internet shut off and you can't go out on the highways and byways no more, it's a wrap, right? So yeah, I'm gonna get to the Amos 8 and 11. Let's start at I'm gonna start at the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 7. The Lord have sworn by the excellency of Jacob, surely I will never forget any of their works. Verse 8, shall not the land, so the Heavenly Father said he's never going to forget another of Jacob's work. Who? The elect, the prophets. We are here in the highways and byways doing shows, and, prophesizing to the wind, daily watching the videos, studying. So the Heavenly Father said he's not going to forget our works. He's not going to forget what we did. So when that time of when the wrath come, Isaiah 65 is going to be activated. We're going to eat in that day. We're going to be clothed. We're going to be married. We're going to be drink, right? 2/3 of our people ain't going to have that chance, right? Because they didn't took heed to this word, So that's why this video, this lesson is called "The YouTube Was Down." The famine of the word is almost upon us, right? That was just a test run what they did with the YouTube today, man. So now letting us know it's soon going to come a cyber attack, whatever how it's going to happen. But one day our video is not going to be uploaded no more. You ain't gonna be, we ain't gonna be on the highways and byways, man. Soon come. So right, the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 8. Shall not the land tremble? For this is every one mourn that dwelleth therein, and it shall rise up wholly as a flood, and it shall be cast out, drowned as by the flood of Egypt. So we just know this ain't talking about ancient Egypt, and because it never flooded in ancient Egypt, and it never flooded, and it only flooded when the time of Noah. That's why how the Father put that bowl, rainbow, to show he's never going to flood it. But this is talking about a spiritual Egypt, and that spiritual flood is what coming with the wrath, the World War III, the UN troops, martial law troops, and the nukes. That's the flood. The terror of the Lord is about to flood this place, right? That's why he said when the enemy should come in like a flood, the Heavenly Father going to lift up a standard. So this is what this is talking about, right? Shall not the land tremble? The land is going to tremble. Jacob's trouble, right? For this is every one mourn that dwelleth therein, and it shall rise up wholly as a flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned as by the flood of Egypt. And it shall come to pass that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will cause the sun to go down in noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. So that means he said he's gonna cause the sun go down, not meaning that he said at noon, the sun is not gonna go down. What it is that the chariots is going to be so many chariots, and that one big fathership is going to block it out, right? It's going to block out the chariots. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then nuclear war and all that's going to happen. That's going to make it real dark. You ain't going to be able to see, man. It's going to be during the day, during the noonday, but it's going to look like 12 o'clock at night, right? And I will turn your feast into mourning. That means, yeah, people going to be at dinner, eating dinner, and catch people off guard. People gonna be eating their dinner, having party, having fun, cookouts, and doing whatever they do. Whatever this go, it might go down on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? On Friday or Saturday. People having fun in the summertime. People all out doing. And then he's gonna cause your feast to mourn, right? People gonna have that chip in their hand, thinking it's all good in the hood, right? And I will turn your feast into mourning and all your songs into lamentations. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all your loins and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the morning of only sun and the end thereof as a bitter day. It's going to be very bitter. Very bitter. Let's get that baldness, right? It says something about the baldness. Let's get it. Let's get that. Right? AI overview. Amos chapter 10, Amos 8, Amos chapter 8, verse 10 depicted Yahweh's judgment on Israel, reversing their prosperity into deep mourning due to social injustice and idolatry. It signified the end of joy, feast into mourning, a loss of dignity, baldness, and intense sorrow, mourning for an only son, transforming festive worship into a bitter day. Detailed breakdown, Amos 8 and 10. Amos chapter 8, verse 10. I will turn your feast into mourning. The religious festival like Passover, tabernacle meant for joy of celebration will be replaced by national grief as the people are punished in religious hypocrisy. And all your songs and lamentation, musical praise will turn into funeral dirges, symbolizing the end of festive joy. That's some out here, right? All your songs into lamentation, musical praise turn into funeral. Okay, and I will bring sackcloth upon all your loins. Sackcloth is a garment of mourning, representing total humiliation and misery that will affect everyone. And the baldness upon every head, shaving the head was a sign of extreme sorrow, humiliation, destruction, and beauty of pride. Indicates complete defeat. And I will make it in the morning. I will make it as the morning and only son. The Hebrew idiom describes the most intense, bitter, inconsolable grief, possibly as death of the only son ends a family legacy. And the end thereof, in the bitter day, the final outcome, this is the period, will be a day of service, distress, and suffering, and dark night of calamity. Woo! Yeah, Jacob's trouble, man. Right? Even though that happened back in the time, of Amos, when Jerusalem fell. Let's see what. So so AI overview. So okay, Amos did not live to see the captivity himself, but he prophesied the Assyrian captivity of the northern kingdom of Israel, which occurred roughly 30 years after his ministry, 722 to 721 BC. He warned that because of their injustice, idolatry, the people would be exiled beyond Damascus. Context of prophecy: Amos, shepherd from Judah, was sent to prophesy in the northern kingdom during the prosperous but corrupted reign of Jeroboam II. The coming captivity, he predicted that they, Assyrian under rule like Salmanassar, will conquer Israel and destroy the sanctuaries and scatter the people. Amos was expelled from the royal sanctuary at Bethel by the priest Amaziah, who accused him of conspiring against the king. Results: the prophecy was fulfilled when Samaria fell to the Assyria in 7022 BC, ending the northern kingdom's sovereignty. See, it was talking about that, but you can relate it today in this captivity. Because why? All the 12 tribes is here in Babylon the Great. And then according to certain scriptures, Esau is considered as that the Assyrian. You know what I'm saying? It's compared to the Assyrian, that bitter nation, right? Let's get dropped down to 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, no a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the word of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from north to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall their fair virgins and young men faint for thirst, because they're gonna want this wine. You know, they're gonna want to eat. They're gonna want this food, the spiritual food, but they're gonna thirst, man. They're gonna faint. They're gonna be famished. They ain't gonna be able to get this food, man. Because why? The spiritual stores is closed. The grocery stores are gonna be closed, right? So when you go to what Matthew 25 verse 1, the five foolish virgins, right? The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be like unto 10 virgins which took their lamps. So, like I said, 10 foolish virgins. I mean, 10 virgins. Five was wise, 10 was foolish. I mean, the other five was foolish. Virgins which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom, and five of them were wise, and five were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. So the five wise ones had their lamps, man. They had their oil, man. Meaning we were studying, we was out in the highways and byways, we was watching the videos, writing out notes, doing videos, you know, praying, fasting, keeping the law to the best of our ability, doing what we all can do to withstand the evil time to come. But the other five, they didn't do that. And that also can go into what the people that was in this truth that fell out, went back into the world, and it was all about the 2/3 that just didn't want to learn and they didn't want to get it, right? So then, boom, right? And five of them wise, and the five were foolish. And they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil. So now that's what I'm saying. They didn't have no oil. They didn't have the faith. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps, right? So the five, we took our lamps, man. We took our oil, man. So when the MOTB come upon us, we're gonna be like, no, we're not gonna take it. We'd rather die in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, right? we're gonna be able to withstand. We're gonna have the faith because we know when we don't take it, we ain't gonna eat. The Lord gonna feed us. We're gonna have that much faith, man, to believe that the Lord gonna feed us, even though we ain't got nothing in our refrigerator. I believe if I go to sleep and I wake up middle of the night and use the bathroom and I see the kitchen light on, I don't got no electricity, I open that refrigerator door, food gonna be in there. That's how much the faith that the Lord gonna have us have. 2/3 of our people and the people who was in this truth and went back, they ain't gonna have that faith. That's why they're gonna fall when MOTB comes. They're gonna take it, right? But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. Verse 5, while the bridegroom tarried, right? While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. That's why, because that who's the bridegroom, Yahushua. They saw him, he's taking his time, he ain't coming. He ain't coming. They lost faith, they lost patience. So everybody went back to sleep, right? Just like when 2020 happened, when the COVID came and everything, blah, blah, blah was going on. Everybody was scared, everybody wanted to learn, but now everything got back to normal. They went back to sleep, right? And then now, boom, 2026, things about to pop off. Things about to go crazy. The doors of mercy is about to be closed. Then they're going to want to be like, it's going to be them. Verse 6, and at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, and go ye out to meet them. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Trimming their lamps means you trim the side of it, you trim the wax off of it so that wick can grow, so that wick can be long, so it can burn long, and that oil, keep it burning. So each time you keep trimming it, keep that wick burning, to make the wick burn, longer, so that fire can keep burning and burning. If you don't trim the lamp and it's still short like that, eventually that fire is going to die out. Because why? You didn't trim the lamp, because now that thickness of the wax is going to burn it out quicker, right? So that goes into what? Your faith. Let's get that in the overview, right? It shows you that right here, the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1 to 12. The parable of the 10 virgins teaches the necessity of the constant spiritual readiness for Yahushua Mashiach return. 5 wise bridesmaids bring extra oil for their lamps, while 5 foolish ones do not, representing the believers who are prepared versus those who are unprepared for the unexpected arrival of the bridegroom, which is Yahushua. Key breakdowns: Matthew 25, verse 1 and 12. The scenario: 10 bridesmaids await the bridegroom to join the wedding feast. 5 are wise, prepared, and 5 was foolish, unprepared. The oil is a symbolized spiritual readiness, grace, or truth, lasting faith, rather than just a professional faith. Ooh, see? That goes into you Christians too, man. You gotta take this faith as professional. They're getting paid, man. Just like some of these other Israelite camps too. They don't believe. That's why they took the bag. Like Deacon Hakai, like he took the bag, man. IUIC, they took the bag. General Yahweh took the bag. They lost patience, man. See? They said, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered. They went back to sleep. And in their congregation, they put them back to sleep. Right? That's why they were saying, what's his name? Guerrilla Hebrew said it could be 30 more years, or I think Bishop Nathaniel said it might be another 1,000 years they come. See, they went back to sleep because they lost patience, man. Because they said the Lord is tarrying, he's delaying his coming. The oil symbolized the spiritual readiness, grace, or truth, lasting faith, rather than just a professional faith. The delayed bridegroom is delayed, causing all to fall asleep. I just said that. Delay tests their preparedness. The midnight cry: at midnight, the groom arrived. The foolish bridesmaid, lacking oil, tried to get some from the wise, but cannot. So they're going to come to us and try to say, yo, man, teacher, what I got to do about the, MOTB, or what what I should do. What I don't got the faith. I need to get built up. I don't know if the Lord gonna feed me if I don't take. I got kids. I can't eat. I don't know if the Lord gonna feed me. See, they're gonna be in that case, man. The outcome, the wise enter the feast, the door is shut. That's means salvation. We get beamed up, right? And that's feast, and that's going into this truth. The doors are shut. Because the famine of the word come, no internet. We ain't gonna be out in the highways and byways. The doors of mercy. That's why I just said that a lot of them are gonna be when MOTB come and they ain't got no food. They ain't got to feed their families and whatever, pay their bills. They ain't gonna have a clue what to do. Because why? They don't have the understanding. They don't have the breakdown. They ain't been built up, and they lost their faith, right? The outcome is wise to enter the feast, and the doors is shut on the foolish who are denied entry. Because of the time of Yahweh's return is unknown, believer must perpetually vigilant and prepared, not merely part of the party, but truly committed. Preparation is personal and cannot be borrowed and transferred at the last moment. Woo! Meaning, I can't. It took years for me to get this level of faith to be built up. You're not gonna be able to be built up that quick because you don't got the oil, the burnt to keep your fire going, man. So that means you don't got nothing in the tank. Like if you got a car, ain't got no gas, you can't ignite it, it won't run. So you won't be able to last, you won't be able to go far as the person that got the oil and the gas in their tank to go far. You don't. You know what I'm saying? Your oil is empty, your gas is empty. You ain't gonna have the power to go far enough to when it's death. When the guillotine is like, you ain't gonna have that faith. Like, man, I ain't about to get my head cut off of that. Some of y'all gonna take that chip and not knowing that the chip in the nuclear, in the nuclear war is part of that's hand in hand. Because y'all gonna think this is gonna last forever. You ain't gonna have that understanding of the scriptures of, okay, when the nukes come, Revelation 14 and 9 and 10 gonna be activated. Because why? Whoever take that is gonna be destroyed by that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the oil that a lot of y'all gonna lack because y'all ain't had that fire on you. That's why the Lord said you gotta be, I'd rather you be cold or hot than lukewarm because I'm gonna spoil you out, right? In the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 7. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the fools said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered said, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us. And you but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourself. Means, hey, you better go find those, you better go find a video, you better go find somebody else to teach you, meaning you ain't gonna find it. Because you ain't gonna be able to buy it. That means you ain't gonna be able to learn it. Nobody's not gonna teach you. The store is closed. We just read it right there. The door is gonna be shut. The mercy, no more mercy. You had mercy. All this time that things been going on. It took a while for all this to happen. And now you want to learn when all hell breaks loose. Right? Let's get right. Let's get Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. The city is confusion is broken down. City is confusion is talking about Babylon the Great, which is America, right? Every house is shut up that no man may come in. The book Isaiah 24, chapter 24, verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets, all joy and darkness, and the mirth of the land is gone. No more fun time, no more hanging out, no more going out to restaurants eating, no more Golden Corral. No more going into Dave and Buster's. You know, no more jobs, no more money, no more trying to be a rapper or a business owner, man, or entrepreneur out here, man. No more jobs, the money, your comfortability is now gone. Yes, to the black woman, no more being an Instagram model or, you know, OnlyFans and Facebook and doing all that, making your money. No more YouTuber podcasts, man. All that is shut down, none. So when your comfortability is taken away from you, and then you see who the fucking devil is, like the Israelites were saying, y'all gonna be like, yeah, the Israelites was telling the truth this whole time. Then now y'all gonna want to come to us to get this truth. But we're gonna tell you, hey man, go buy for yourself, man. It's only enough for me. All right. It's gonna be over with. Because when all the mirth is gone, y'all gonna be wanting that wine to drink, man. But it's gone, man. All the mirth, you know, it's gone now, man. You know, y'all gonna cry for that wine. Y'all gonna be out there looking for the prophets. And when y'all do see us, guess what? You're gonna get that. We just said that the Lord gonna say He's gonna make our tongue cleave to the roof of our mouth, and that we won't be able to prove it to you, make us dumb. Let's get that. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 25. But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and they shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt not be dumb, thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. So the Lord gonna allow y'all to suffer because y'all rebellious. The Lord gonna tell some meaning that when y'all come, just like Matthew 25, what is it? Verse 8 was saying, we're gonna tell you go buy for yourself. We're gonna tell you no, nah, man. We ain't in the time to teach right now, man. You had all the time to, you had more than enough time to get this truth, this understanding. You said what I was into was a code. You didn't believe what I was teaching. You didn't believe it. No, go find your way, man. I mean, we ain't gonna be able to prove it to you. We ain't gonna tell you what you need to do to get the kingdom, man. Tell you the secrets. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna tell you about the MOTB. Or we're gonna tell you not to take it. And you better hope the Heavenly Father gonna have mercy on you to feed you in that day, which He won't probably, right? So Lord gonna make our tongue cleave to the roof of our mouth, man. Right? Let's get some more precepts. Let's get Isaiah 65. Isaiah. So this is going to be this problem right here, the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. A lot of y'all gonna be ashamed while we eating. We put in our time. We make good of our time in our grace period to study, understand for years. And a lot of y'all took this as a joke or this is another phase. Y'all didn't believe any of the ones that was in this truth. So now y'all gonna be ashamed. Y'all gonna starve. Y'all not gonna drink. Y'all not gonna drink. Y'all gonna be thirsty. Y'all gonna be sorrowful while we be happy. Y'all gonna watch us have a good time and while y'all having a bad time, right? Because y'all rather have the pleasure of sin for a season than to suffer with Yahushua and the rest of us to get to get the kingdom. And then now y'all gonna want to come in at the last minute and trying to help, trying to get this understanding because y'all see us not suffering, y'all see us joyful and eating and carry on while all type of chaos and wrath is going on. That's gonna be to your own doing. That's what y'all get. Because y'all what? That's why scripture say, woe to them that lost patience, right? Destroy, death to you. You lost patience, man. You know. So this family of the word, the YouTube went down, man. Let's get a video on that before I shut it down. Get a video.
To my apostles, my elders and teachers, a great millstone who rule well.
Jersey video.
So YouTube is going into like some type of global outage. As you can see, I can't get on. It keeps saying something went wrong. Try again, try again, try again. So I said, what's going on here? So I went into Twitter, and guess what? People in France, they got the same problem. Un problemi est sevenu. All right. YouTube is down. See it? Everybody's putting it on Twitter. YouTube is down. Now I'm gonna tell you something. All right. I'm gonna say something real quick through the spirit of Yahweh Shem outside. So you can see it's YouTube down, global outage, trigger something went wrong, right? And it says here, YouTube, February the 17th, 320,000 users. As you can see, YouTube, see, sounds like an outage right now. See it? And this has happened worldwide. All right, 844. I even noticed I screenshot that at 844. 84. Call all y'all about Shimmy out shy. Anyway, the point is, this is all, I won't be surprised who's behind it. All right. Let's get some scriptures real quick because we gotta watch all things, man. We know the grid is gonna go down. We know something. So Esau likes to play around, man. All right. All right, Job 21 and 27. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices they have imagined. All right. Ultimately, he loses. All right. See, this for the elect, right? When all hell break loose, the grid is down, social media is down, no internet. Psalms 33:10. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people none effect. See? All right. All right, let me see. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. NLT. So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. And this is all the test run. See what Esau does, he's very calculated. All right, he moves like a serpent. Remember, this is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That old serpent, the devil himself. So I believe, this is all maybe just a test run. They're testing things because this is happening right now worldwide. All right. So this is a sign, brothers and sisters. Lock into Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because in the near future, they're going to take this internet out the way. And this is what's going to happen. A lot of you that been, playing and not taking this walk serious, you're going to want to look for the men of the Lord. You're not going to find it. This is what you're going to get. This is exactly what you're going to get. And you're going to be looking. The scripture says that. Let's get that in Amos. So this is a sign for a lot of you men that are halfway in this thing, lukewarm. You women, people playing. You're not putting all, and you could. You're not giving the Lord his due, right? Let's go to Amos 8. I'm sorry. 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, the Most High Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, and not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. See? NLT, the time is surely coming, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, when I will send a famine on the land, not a famine of bread or water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. People will stagger from sea to sea and wander from border to border, searching for the word of the Lord, but they will not find it. You're going to get this. All right? So when Esau brings it down, he takes this out the way. This is just a sign. This is a sign prediction. So nomen omen. These devils, you better believe they're messing around with the grid now. They're messing with the internet. This is a setup. This is a sign for us. Shalom.
So there you go. There you have it. Like I said earlier today, I was, on my phone earlier that the YouTube was acting up too there earlier. I kept clicking on it. It would play, then it would cut off again. And I kept doing it. It kept on. And it was like, it froze up. And then I had to, cut my phone off, reset everything. I was like, okay. I was wondering, my phone was acting weird earlier today when I came home from work. It was acting real funny. YouTube was acting earlier. Then I came back from when I was coming home from practice, and I went on YouTube, and that's when I got that something went wrong on the YouTube thing. So, yes, things is happening, man. So, yeah, things, it's a weird vibe out here because I do live too, and I, ride through the city, and then just say, yeah, it's like a weird vibe. Things just don't look strange. When I went outside to go get me some orange juice, it's foggy out there. It's mad foggy out there now. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't even see the streets too much, man. I was almost like I was about to crash or something to put on the lights, man. Bright lights on there, man. So this is something. It's an eerie feeling out here. It's feeling real eerie now, So something's coming, And I got another precept before I close it. The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand the evil days, having done all to stand. See, the whole armor is this truth, man, this Bible, man. So we be able to stand in these evil days, man. That's why I said that, man. 2/3 of our people who fell out of the truth, man, they're not going to be able to stand because they didn't put on the whole armor of Yahweh, man. Right? They didn't take hold of the truth when they had the chance, man. So now when the YouTube just cut off like that, that's a sign, like the brother just said. It's a sign, man. It's an omen that something about to happen, man. Because when the famine of the word hit, that's it. The doors of mercy was closed, and ain't gonna be no time to get this. Yeah, I got gonna be those 5 foolish virgins, man. They're gonna looking for that new wine, and you ain't gonna be able to drink, man. You ain't gonna be able to eat to this feast, man. The store is gonna be the spiritual grocery store is gonna be closed. So yeah, this is Brother Ivan, and shalom to the hopeful elect. I'd like to give double honors to the Apostle Great Muslim, shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, shalom. On to the next.